Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. This is my second rivalry game prediction of the week for Rivalry Week. Florida State's number 4 in the country. They'll probably stay number 4. They're going to go to Florida. And Florida is fighting for everything. They're fighting to avoid a third straight losing season. They are fighting to beat Florida State for the third time in a row in the swamp. They beat them, as we all know, in 2019 and in 2021. They're fighting most importantly for their bowl eligibility. Florida State's fighting for more, though. They're undefeated. They want to keep their undefeated streak. They want to beat Florida 2 times in a row. They want to go into the ACC championship game with all the confidence in the world, all the motivation to stay undefeated. But most importantly, they're fighting for a playoff spot without Jordan Travis. What's going to happen? Well, guess what? Florida is also probably going to be playing without Graham Mertz, who messed up his collarbone or his shoulder yesterday, trucking 2 guys on Missouri's defense. That was pretty cool, by the way, but I didn't like seeing him get hurt. What he did was cool by hurting them. It took them a while to get up. He's like, let's go! That's a pretty cool football play. But even with Graham Mertz, that doesn't change my prediction. Yes, Florida runs the football pretty well. They ran it on Missouri's defense. Good for you. You know who else ran the football on Missouri's defense? Almost everybody else, especially LSU's offense and Georgia's offense. And I know Florida State's run defense hasn't been great this year. It shuts people down in the second half. That will be the difference in this game. And even if Mertz plays, they might have a little bit better chance. Guess what? Florida State is just a better team, with or without Jordan Travis. Mike Norvell has done a phenomenal job in building that roster from top to bottom. They have great quarterbacks, regardless. Tate Rodemaker, this is his 4th year in the program. So you got to understand and imagine he's probably ready to play by now and wants to play. And Florida State's receiver room is jacked. Jacked. They got tall guys that can catch the football. They got Jaheim Bell and other tight ends who I'm very sure really want to play. Our offensive line does a great job protecting Jordan Travis. And by the way, it wasn't because he got sacked and someone twisted his ankle. He decided to take off and run, and then he hurt himself, which could have happened to anybody. Not because they didn't protect him like they did the Francois in 2017 at Alabama, but that's besides the point. The point is, I think Florida State's offense, their running game, which hasn't been great this year, but again, Florida's defense is bad. 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 Man. And Florida State's defense is good. They hold people to 17, 18 points a game. You know who else? You know who they shut down this year? LSU's offense, which is number 1 in the country. They put up 50 points a game. And they shut down that Heisman Trophy quarterback, Jaden Daniels. He should not have had 300 yards passing. He had a 75-yard touchdown pass against Florida State's backups when the game was pretty much over, 45-17. So I think Florida State's going to win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. I do think Florida's going to have success moving the football up and down the field in the first half especially. Here's my problem. Florida State's defense is really good in the red zone. They got one of the best red zone defenses in the country. I don't see Florida running the ball up Florida State's gut over and over throughout the game. I just don't. They have not been consistent running the football this year. Yes, they ran for 260 yards on Missouri. Good. Missouri's run defense has not been very good at all this year against good teams. And Florida is not a good third down team. I know Florida State isn't, but they're a little bit better on third down offensively. And Florida State's defense ain't no joke. What I see is it will be competitive. The first half, it might be tied. Florida might have a lead just like they did last year. I think Florida State will win this game by the third quarter. Florida's offense is going to get shut down. I think Florida State's offense will not get shut down. And I see Florida State running up the score and pulling away with a big win away from Florida. They win this game 42-24 very comfortably. The second half will be the difference. And Billy Napier is not a better coach than Mike Norvell. And I just think Florida State, again, their key word has been respond. How do they respond to adversity? I don't think Florida's going to respond the right way. I think they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. That quarterback that played yesterday, he looked great. But again, Missouri's defense is not elite. Florida State's defense is really good. close to elite. I think they're elite. They shut people down. Final score, Florida State 45, Florida 24. About like LSU. Probably a little bit worse because LSU's a better team than Florida. So give me Florida State big. I think they do what they want to do offensively. Tate Rodemaker is going to have a field day with that Florida defense. He's going to boost his confidence up and head into next week to Charlotte against a very dangerous Louisville team.